What it do? Everybody all right? Good morning. It's about 5 in the morning, almost 6. And it's Friday. And the subject matter came up in a conversation with a good friend of mine about flat earth. Um, so we're going to get off into the whole thought of the process about flat earth. Flat earth is some people's thoughts about the earth initially being thought of as an orb or round, and then of course something happening to the earth, it being destroyed. Um, some theories are that the asteroid belt is actually a part of the earth, which is very true. We're talking about the Grand Canyon, and it was definitely a section of the earth that was destroyed, making it a flat earth. Um, that was in a trilogy. And you got to forgive me because I got to look at this camera. I can't be looking away, but it leads to other aspects of life. Saying XX, YX, saying one pole, and then of course another pole, saying magnets or magnetism, saying XX and XY being magnets, saying that one opposes the other, saying one was indigenous and the other one was secular. If I destroy a magnet that is opposite poles by taking one pole out, what are you left with? Do you believe that you operate on ohms and sound? Okay. So if it's a southern pole and a true southern pole, say the opposite pole of the North Pole or northern pole, because the earth wobbles, would it be righteous to say that these sounds or ohms that create and develop humans are different tones, different octaves, different wavelengths? Is it safe to say that the side of the earth that was destroyed, creating a flat earth, did that help the development of men, or did that take away from the men and their evolution versus the women, and then women, men, saying that somebody was created on that opposite side of the earth, which is no longer there, under a sound? Mount Shasta has an ohm coming straight from the earth, and if you look into California's situation in their populace, in the birth records of women versus men, you would get your answer because of the ohms in that area where the ohms or sounds are omitting. Sound is everything. From the pulsar, what you call the sun, to the earth and the slower wavelength, your body operates, or you operate on sound. So people that die, they're cut off from sound. That's the only reason they die. You know what I'm saying? Okay, if one side of Earth was destroyed, could this possibly be a secret, not just only to the flat Earth, but a secret to population control, saying one gender being crippled in their evolution or their development, the other gender flourishing? Saying, is it more women than men? And whoever has the largest populace on census, as opposed to genders, saying women and men, these are the ones that were indigenous to that pole that was saved and that was sacred, which means it's still here. While one part of the earth is missing, which was the source of one of the two creations, man or woman, and their populace developing more rapidly. Think about it. The sound. And controls the development of men, and even sound morphs and changes the dinonucleate ribon and the acid. As for who came first, in your Bibles they would say women were taken from men. But I want you to understand the intripetal versus the centripetal. And the intripetal could be parallel to a light cloud, which is water, as opposed to centripetal, which is heavy, chaotic water and tidal waves shaping the bone of the earth or the stones of the earth. Saying that what makes matter? Gas makes matter. So the earth is a matter, but it's created from a combination of gases. Your soul is a combination of gases. Your flesh was created from gas. Water is created from gas. Helium-1, helium-2, and oxygen. 3 combination of gases creates a solvent. And if you could separate these gases while you're in a boat, you'll be floating on air or a cloud. So if men are intripetal and they're lighter water, which is closer to a gas, would men be closer to the Father in heaven, or would men be closer to the essence or the source? If a woman is more matter, she has a heavier torque, she's overdeveloped, or she's farther away from the Creator, saying the Creator is a light gas. Men are intripetal, they're light water. Women are heavy waters, they're gravity. The statement matter but not matter, does it not matter what I'm saying? Saying that men originally are closer to the Creator and women in this physical form are farther from the Creator. So if one is to be ungodly, who would be the one? Would it be the white sheep that was told to roam, and in the process getting too close to the wooden fence and a wolf sticking his nozzle, his face through the fence, and not biting that white sheep, but just grabbing a mouthful of wool, yanking that wool off that white sheep, and the white sheep running back to the shepherd, and as approaching the shepherd is holding the black sheep, or that sheep or sheep that is closest to him. You gotta ask yourself, who's the black sheep? You gotta ask yourself again, where's the black sheep? So it's just a rollover of certain aspects of what we are. The flat earth is not only a flat earth because of a civilizational activity that occurred in form of destruction, because we go through cycles of destruction. And when they talk about building and destroying, the earth does it itself, although the earth is permeable and it breaks away, it is also resilient and it bounces back. Women are definitely farther away from the Creator. They are definitely more torque than we as men. We are light as a feather, and women are heavy-hearted. In ancient civilization, they talk about a man or men, period, plural, more than one, having their hearts weighed up against a feather. While the woman, in certain civilizational books in Sanskrit, they are used as measure. Women are so heavy-hearted that they can't even be used as being weighed up against a feather because they would never pass the weight of the hunts. Some civilizations, like Egyptian civilization, fifth column, they would be victims of the dragon or victims of Satuk. This is a fact that women cannot be judged because they're so heavy-hearted, but they can be used as measure in the scales. To measure and stabilize the scales in order for the men's hearts to be weighed, because men are closer in their original form of XY from XX. When I thought about OB and AB, AB being a stronger blood type than OB is not true. The dinonucleate ribon has to be from the same height, same size, same density, same person. For surely a 7-foot DNA strand is not a 5-foot DNA strand, it's a larger strand. And O and B being the base of it, is A, no, and B, yes, the base of it. So if I have a smaller generator and I have a circular saw running off of that, and the circular saw is supposed to be the first saw ever created. If I have some grinder plugged into a larger generator, and it had more torque, what would do better? Who would generate more power? Okay, so you have an A and a B, but these are larger DNA strands from a larger species of man, saying a standard sized man opposed to an undersized man. So, in terms of what you would call Necra, in terms of Naba, in terms of an indigenous species of man, as of the Wars of Lexor, the order of creation, you would see a person of color as opposed to a person of non-color on that wall, saying that we're much older than what people would think. Well, if you want to look into it, it is what they call a teriyaki cell. And blacks have a teriyaki cell. It's like teriyaki fluid when you dealing with Chinese food, as opposed to a clairvescent cell, which whites have. That cell that's found in blacks is also found in every creature, but it's just a different tone. Mexicans is reddish cell. Tan, off-white, brown cell, and then, of course, the recessive trait, which is transvescent or clairvescent cell, which whites, which means recessive. So the whites, they have power to repel, push. That's why we keep them in the outskirts of the city and suburban areas, while blacks generate and radiate with a dominant cell called a teriyaki cell. So the teriyaki cell that's found in a black person tells you who's the oldest because it's the dominant cell and it's the father cell of all cells. That's biology. Good day.